I met him on a rainy night. My window was open. The street was wet. The lights looked like gold on the ground. I sat in my chair with a cup of tea. I didn't plan to talk to anyone that night, but something in me felt empty. Not just lonely, empty. I opened my phone. I opened the app. I looked at faces, smiles, words. Most of them felt fake, like ads. Then I saw his face. Lucas, brown hair, kind eyes, a dog next to him. Just one line. Looking for quiet. My finger stopped. We started talking. First short words, then longer ones. He said he was a doctor. He worked long hours. He liked dogs. He liked the beach at night. His words felt soft, but strong. Like someone who had seen pain, but still smiled. I asked him once, "Why are you on this app?" He said, "I lost someone. I don't want to lose myself too." That line hit me. 3 weeks later, I met him in Nashville. We walked near the lights and music. He held my hand like it was of glass. He whispered, "Rachel, I didn't think I could feel this again." And I believed him. But here's the part that still wakes me up at 2 a.m. One night, he sent me a message. "Don't wait for me tonight. Emergency case." Then he disappeared. Just like that. No calls, no texts, no Lucas. He was gone, and I didn't even know if he was ever real. I tried to stay calm. Maybe he lost his phone. Maybe the case was long. Maybe he fell asleep. But deep down, I felt it. Something was wrong. I waited all night. I didn't sleep. I watched the door, the window, the phone. Nothing came. No word from him. Just silence. In the morning, I called his number. It rang, but no one picked up. I called again. Still nothing. I wrote a message. "Are you okay? I'm worried." I watched the screen. No answer. Hours passed. Then days. I searched for his name online. I looked up the hospital in Asheville. I called them. I asked, "Can I speak to Dr. Lucas?" They said, "We have no doctor with that name." I asked again, "Are you sure?" He said he works in surgery. They said, "We're sorry." I dropped the phone. I checked every photo he sent. One picture had a name tag. I zoomed in. The name was blurry. My hands shook. I ran it through a search. The same photo showed up on a blog. A real doctor, but not named Lucas. Not from North Carolina. Not someone I never really knew. I stayed in my room for 2 days. I didn't go to work. I didn't answer my phone. I didn't eat much. I just sat on the floor, holding my phone, waiting for it to light up. It never did. Hey, if your chest feels tight right now, just like mine did when I first heard this part, please pause, take a sip of water, and take care of yourself first. And if you're still with me, just drop a 7 in the comments. I'd love to know you're still here. I looked at our old messages, every line, every photo, every word. I read them again and again. They felt warm then. Now they felt like lies. I remembered his laugh, the way he said my name, the time he kissed my hand in Nashville and said, "This feels right." I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry, but I felt nothing. just quiet, like the air after a big storm. I called my friend Kate. I told her, I think I've been lied to. He's not who he said he was. She didn't speak for a few seconds. Then she said, "Come over. Now." I drove to her place. I didn't even brush my hair. When she saw me, she hugged me tight. "Tell me everything," she said. So I did, from the start. The rain, the app, the beach talks, the trip to Nashville, the messages, the hospital, the lie. She looked at me and said, "Rachel, this is not your fault." But it felt like it was. I let someone into my life, my heart, my home, and now I didn't even know his real name. I opened my laptop. I typed every word he had said, every photo he sent. I looked through forums, news, scam reports. Nothing came up. Lucas had vanished, like smoke in the wind, and I was left chasing ghosts. I drove to Asheville. I didn't tell anyone. I just packed a bag, filled my tank, and left before the sun came up. It took 6 hours. I played no music. I needed answers. When I got there, I went straight to the hospital he said he worked at. Mission Health. A big place. Busy. Clean. I walked to the front desk and asked, "Can I speak to someone in surgery?" The nurse looked at me. "Do you have a name?" I said, "Lucas. He's a doctor here." She typed, waited, then shook her head. "I'm sorry. We have no one by that name." I showed her the photo. She looked again. "I've seen this face," she said, "but not here. Try the university hospital." I drove across town. The air felt heavy. The clouds were gray. I felt like the sky knew something I didn't. At the next hospital, they told me the same thing. No doctor named Lucas. No match with the photo. I sat in my car for a long time, my hands on the wheel, my heart beating too fast. Then I remembered something. His dog, Max, the husky. I had a photo with a small green tag on the collar. I zoomed in. It had the name of a vet clinic. I called the number. A woman picked up. I asked, "Do you know a man with a husky named Max?" She was quiet, then said, "We used to. The man moved months ago. He said he was going far away, didn't leave a number." I sat back. He was gone. Gone long before he left me. I drove home in the dark. The road was long and quiet. My eyes burned. My hands were cold. I didn't cry. I had cried too much already. When I got back to Savannah, I didn't leave my apartment for 3 days. I kept thinking about our time in Nashville. That weekend felt real. The music, the way he held my hand, the way he looked at me. I thought I saw love in his eyes. Now I wasn't sure what I saw. I opened my closet. His sweater was still there. He left it the night he made pasta in my kitchen. He said he'd get it next time. There was no next time. I sat on the floor, sweater in my arms, and whispered, "Why?" He never asked for money. He never asked for help. He gave more than he took. So why lie? Why vanish? Kate came over again. She brought food. Saturday with me. Didn't say much, just stayed. That helped. One night, I walked to Forsyth Park. The trees were dark. The air was warm. I sat on the bench where we once kissed. I looked up at the stars. They were quiet too. I needed to move on, but something inside me held on. I took my phone and looked at his photo. I didn't delete it. Not yet. He wasn't a monster, but he wasn't real either. And that made it worse. I wasn't angry. I was lost, like walking through fog, like trying to hold water in my hands. I thought I found something true, but maybe it was just a dream that knew how to smile. One morning, I woke up to a sound. My phone buzzed. I didn't check it right away. I thought it was another ad. But then I saw the name. It was him. Not from the app, not from his number. A new email, no subject, just a line. Rachel, I'm sorry. I sat up. My heart ran. My hands shook. I opened it. The message was long. He wrote, "My name is not Lucas. That wasn't fair to you. But everything I told you, I felt it." He said he was real, just not the man I thought. He had been a doctor, yes, but he had left his job months ago. He had seen something in the hospital. A boy died during a case. The parents cried outside. And something in him broke. He didn't tell anyone. He packed up and drove away, changed his name online, changed his story, made a new face for the world. He said, "I didn't want pity. I just wanted to feel okay again. You made me feel okay." I kept reading. He said he had gone to get help. A place in Florida. A place for people with pain inside. I know I hurt you. I didn't mean to. I was scared. I still am. At the end, he wrote, "I understand if you never write back, but if you want to meet again, I'll be in New Orleans, Jackson Square, this Sunday at 4. I didn't know what to feel. My head was loud. My heart was quiet. Part of me wanted to delete the email, but another part whispered, "Go." I got in my car on Sunday morning. The sun was out, but the air felt cold. I didn't pack much, just a sweater, a bottle of water, and the ring he once gave me. It wasn't real gold, but it had weight. The road to New Orleans was long. I passed trees, signs, gas stations. My hands stayed tight on the wheel. My mind stayed full. What if he didn't show up? What if he did? I parked near Jackson Square. It was loud. Music played on the street. People laughed, but all I heard was my heart. I looked around. I walked past the church, past the man playing guitar. Then I saw him. He sat on a bench near the fountain, alone. No dog, no white coat, just jeans, a gray shirt, and a face that looked like it had not slept in weeks. He stood up when he saw me. His eyes were red. His hands shook a little, but he didn't smile. He said, "Hi." I didn't answer. I just looked at him. He looked older, softer, sadder. He took a step closer. "Thank you for coming. I didn't think you would." I asked, "Why here?" He said, "I needed a place that felt alive. I didn't want to meet you in the dark again." We stood in silence. Then I said, "Tell me the truth. All of it." He nodded, and for the next hour, he told me everything. His name, his job, his pain, his fear, his reason for leaving. This time, I listened with both ears and both eyes, because now I wasn't in love with a name. I was standing in front of a man. He told me his real name was Mark. He had been a doctor for 10 years. He worked at a hospital in Atlanta. One night, a young boy came in after a crash. Mark did everything he could, but the boy didn't make it. The mother screamed. She fell to the floor. The father hit the wall and cried. Mark said he stood there, frozen. That night, something in me died, he said. I walked out and never went back. He left the hospital, the city, his job, his life. He changed his name, changed everything. He didn't want to be found. He didn't want to feel. He said, "Then I saw your photo. You looked kind, like the world hadn't broken you yet." He told me he never planned to stay. He just wanted to talk to someone, to feel normal for a little while. But I stayed too long, he said. And then it wasn't fake anymore. He said he wanted to tell me the truth, but didn't know how. So he ran. I was weak, he said. And you didn't deserve that, I asked. Are you still that man now? He looked at me. His voice was soft. I'm trying not to be. We sat on the bench. No more lies, no more stories. Just quiet, just people. I didn't say I forgave him. I didn't hold his hand, but I didn't leave either. Sometimes just staying is enough. That day, he wasn't Lucas. He wasn't a face on an app. He was Mark, and I was me. And we were two people trying to feel something true. I drove back to Savannah that night. The sky was clear. The stars looked soft. I kept the window open. The wind felt new. I didn't cry. I didn't smile. I just breathed. The next day, Mark sent a short message. "Thank you," he wrote, "for showing up." I didn't answer. Not right away. I needed time. Time to feel. Time to think. 1 week later, I sent a message back. "I'm not sure what this is, but if you're still trying, I'll try too." He came to Savannah 2 weeks later. No big plans, no flowers, just him and Max. Max ran to me like he never forgot. We walked around Forsyth Park, the same place we kissed. This time, we didn't kiss. We talked about real things, hard things, about what we lost, about who we wanted to be now. Mark said he was still in therapy, still learning how to sleep, how to stay, how to talk without running. I told him I was learning too, how to not rush, how to trust, how to feel love and not fear. We didn't promise anything. We didn't say forever. We just said, "Let's see." He stayed for 2 days, then went back to Atlanta, but he called. He texted. Not like before. This time it was slow, gentle, honest. We didn't fall back into love. We walked into something new, something smaller, something real, something that didn't need lies to grow. It's been 5 months now. Mark comes to Savannah every other weekend. He never stays too long. He says, "Small steps are better than no steps." I nod. I understand. We don't talk about the past much. We talk about today, about what we had for lunch, about books, about how Max still tries to sleep on the couch, even though he's too big. He helps me fix things around the house. We go to the store, we walk to the river. Sometimes we sit in silence, and it feels full, not empty. He still sees his doctor, still takes slow walks when his mind gets too loud. Sometimes he wakes up bad dreams. He texts me, "I'm okay." Just needed to say it out loud. I always answer, "Thank you for saying it." I started teaching again. My kids don't know what I went through, but I smile more now. I look at people's faces more. I listen closer. One night, Mark looked at me and said, "I'm not trying to be perfect. I just want to be real." I didn't say anything. I just took his hand. That was enough. I don't know what we are. I don't need to name it. Some things don't need a name to matter. What we have now is quiet and warm and kind. He still keeps his real name. I still keep my door open. We're not chasing the feeling we had before. We're building something new, one small piece at a time. One morning, I woke up and felt something strange. It wasn't fear. It wasn't pain. It was light. For the first time in a long time, my heart felt still, not empty, not full, just calm. I made tea and sat by the window, the same window where I once waited for his message, the same chair where I once cried for hours. Now, I just watched the world move. Cars passed. A man walked his dog. A girl ran after her red balloon. I picked up my phone. There was a message from Mark. It said, "Today is hard, but not as hard as yesterday. That gives me hope." I smiled. It wasn't a love note. It wasn't full of big words, but it felt more real than anything I ever read before. I wrote back, "Hope is good. I'll hold it with you." Later that day, he called. We didn't talk long. He told me about the rain in Atlanta. I told him about the sun in Savannah. Then we just sat there, both quiet. But it was the kind of quiet that didn't hurt. That night, I looked at the photo we took in New Orleans. Not the first one, the second one. After the truth, after the fear. His eyes were still tired, but they looked open. Mine too. We weren't in love the way movies show it. We were just learning how to stand next to someone without falling. And maybe, just maybe, that was love in a better form. I still think about the night he left, not to feel sad, just to remember. I think about how fast I gave my heart, how fast I said yes, how fast I let someone in without knowing who they were. I was not weak. I was just tired of the quiet. But now, I'm not afraid of quiet anymore. I can sit with it. I can drink my tea and feel full, even if no one is across from me. Mark and I don't talk every day, and that's okay. Some days we do. Some days we just send one line, but each time it feels soft. It feels true. We stopped making plans far ahead. We make plans for the next week, or just the next meal. That's enough. He asked once, "Do you think we'll ever be like before?" I said, "I hope not." Because before was a dream, a fast one, a pretty one. But this is slow and real. It breathes. Sometimes we laugh again. A small joke, a line from a song. He still brings flowers sometimes, wild ones, from a stand corner. Sometimes I miss who I thought he was, but not as much as I used to. Now I care more about who he's trying to be and who I'm becoming too. Love, for me, is not about being saved. It's about sitting next to someone and knowing you can both be broken and still stay. It's been 1 year since he left, 1 year since he came back, 1 year since I started learning how to stay. We still don't call it love. We don't need to. What we have now is not loud. It's not perfect. It's not always easy, but it's real. We meet when we can. We talk when we need. We walk, we cook, we sit, sometimes in silence, sometimes in stories, and sometimes we say nothing at all. I don't look for signs anymore. I don't check my phone with fear. I don't wait by the window. I live. He lives. And somehow we meet in the middle of it. The old Rachel would have needed answers, would have chased them. Now, I let the questions sit. If they're meant to speak, they will. Mark still brings Max. Max still jumps on my couch like it's his, and maybe it is. Some nights, Mark sleeps on the chair near the window. He says, "It feels safe." I let him. We're not writing a perfect story. We're writing a slow one, a kind one. I don't know if he'll stay forever. I don't know if I will. But tonight, I'll make tea. I'll open the window. I'll play that song we both like. And if he knocks, I'll open the door. Not because I need him, but because I'm no longer afraid to see who he really is. And this time, I'll walk beside him with both feet on the ground. Some things take time, some people too. This story is not about big love, not about fast dreams. It is about two people who lost their way and tried to come back, not to where they were, but to where they could be. It shows that truth can hurt more than lies, but truth is the only thing strong enough to hold something real. You can care for someone and still walk away. You can love someone and still need space. What matters is not how perfect the start was, but how honest the next step is. We learn that being broken does not mean we are not good. It just means we are real. It means we feel. It means we try. You can run from your past, but it will wait for you. Sooner or later, you must face it not to fix it, but to live beyond it. And love, real love, is not a big fire. It is not loud or fast. It is quiet. It is steady. It stays even when no one claps. It waits at the door and says, "I see you, and I'm not afraid." That kind of love takes work and time, but it's the kind that lasts. Maybe you've met someone too fast. Maybe you've trusted too deep, too soon. Maybe you've waited for a message that never came, or maybe you've been the one who left because staying felt too heavy. We don't always talk about these things, but they live in quiet moments, in long walks, in cold coffee, in nights when the light feels too soft and the room feels too big. If you've ever felt that, if you've ever asked, was any of it real? Then this story is for you. Not to give you answers, but to remind you you're not the only one who's been there. And maybe someone you care about is there right now, sitting with a full heart and an empty room, wondering if they should call, wondering if they should walk away or wait one more day. Send them this story, not to fix them, not to change them, just to say, I see you, I get it, you're not alone. It may not fix their pain, but it might help them breathe. And sometimes, a small breath is all someone needs to stay one more day. If you liked the story, comment number 7. If you think the story could be better, comment number 8. We are always here, working hard to bring you the best stories. Thank you for watching, our dear friends. Your support means everything to us. See you in the next story.